Let us begin. I don't see people playing Warrior. Is it bad right now? Yes, but it is playable. You need to commit to one or two things. You need to either go extremely big, right? The way how Collins likes to play it. But that's not really advisable. I think that most of the time just tempo more aggressive. It's going to be easier to pull off. Let's go! Alright, I just waited a little bit to give everyone the go ahead that we have started. Bareback stretching still on screen. How do you know I'm not still stretching? Dun, 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 dun. All right, these are pretty close. Let's do first to 40. Somebody that hasn't voted yet, or the people that haven't voted yet, get in here, make the difference. Your vote matters. Yes, fell. All right, traveling healer. Buy a, what, the skin of its teeth, or whatever you want to call that, however that is. Is it weird that I want the chief inspector? Sort of debating everyone here, right? Yeah. Like, your vote matters, but I don't want any of the two cards that are in the running. I think it's the way how I've been playing Warlock. I've been playing so aggressive, and it's been so good for me that a couple of moments where I can get that 5-drop, because this is the thing, right? A lot of the time, Dalaran Crusader is going to be up against some really good stuff. And then having Chief Inspector this early means we don't have to pick Dalaran Crusader. I do think that I would have liked Traveling Healer second for the way how I'm playing Warlock right now. I do indeed not like healing the opponent. This is the last non-veto draft? Yes, but this is also not really veto worthy. So yeah, we'll pick the healer, and I think it's okay. But I do think I would have liked the Inspector the way how I'm drafting right now, which is weird because I can't tell you that's correct. But yeah, I always like to draft a little weird. Because when you are drafting a lower curvy deck, what are you healing with the healer? Maybe a Councilman if you're lucky. But most of the time it's going to be a bit awkward. Looks like the Messenger's comfortably ahead. I think this pick is awkward. I don't think there's a great pick for us. I do think we are Warlock, so healing does go somewhere. But yeah, I'll take Messenger as well. But yeah, a bit awkward pick at that time. Alright, so it took 27 villager votes for the first Shovel Fist vote to hit. I will say, chat, I think that at the start of our chat draft fiesta, or however you want to call it, I think the Shovel Fist would have won. I'm so proud of you guys. Of course, yes. It's Villager. It's Villager. Slam dunk Villager. Good one drops in Warlock. Really, really good. You might say, why not the mixtures? Most of the time, I really, really dislike healing the opponent. Whereas this is perfect fodder for Evil Genius. It doesn't heal the opponents. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal! I think this is a good example, right? If we have the Chief Inspector, we can look at this Sunwalker and be like, you know what? We got the Chief. There's no Dread Infernals yet. Let's take a Sunwalker. So I think we can already see sort of the weakness of that Traveling Healer pick for the curve we're looking for. It just makes future picks more awkward. Because I know that there's a lot of Dalaran Crusader packs where there's good cards next to it. And for me, whether I have a Chief Inspector or a Dalaran Crusader isn't all that different. Sure, Crusader's better, but it's not game-breakingly different for me, or game-changingly different. I agree. Bomber's not that great if you're playing a more Zooey deck. So for me, it's definitely Ooze there. And I think you want to build a more Zooey deck because you want to pick every Evil Genius that crosses your path, which means that a very fair chunk of your decks are going to be a bit more Zooey. Yeah, Coil moving on. Not going to take too long on that pick. Remember when we picked the Shadow Bolt? Good times. Shadow Bolt versus Ooze, right? Yeah. Remember when we didn't tap on 2? Those were also good times. Spectral Knight. Yes, of course. Of course. Get that 5. Ugh. Get that 5 in there. And yeah, just, yeah, you can see, I don't know. I don't know whether Sun, because essentially what we did is we have a Traveling Healer instead of a Sunwalker, right? The way how the draft went. All right, let's do first the 45. But I can't look at this pick, man. Let's do first the 45. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just stalling. Crusader was the pick instead of Sunwalker. Yes, but had we picked Investigator over Healer, we would have then picked Sunwalker over Crusader. Oh my god. I said first the 40 or 45? Oh my god, they were both 40 equal, right? Or there was one, or was, did I say 45 or 40? I can't remember. Remind me, chat. Because I don't know which one was first. I said 45, all right. You trolls, you're voting on them with equal speed. One of them needs to win. This is hilarious. Okay, all right, live drinker. So, let's sketch this picture, right? Our opponent develops a spider tank. We have Life Drinker in the hand. We are sad. End of picture. Oh, the amount of Life Drinkers I've had during this chat draft spree. Ooh. Stalling didn't work. Oh my god. No! No! It is a 4-mana 3/3. Fuck Life Drinker. I think that it sees playing constructed, and that's what sways people, right? But I think if you're very late in the game, Life Drinker is better than Scale Worm. But you don't want to pick a 4-drop that you can... Like, the earliest that I'd like to play a Life Drinker is like turn 7 or 8. Why would I pick a 4-mana card, right? That's not like Blast Crystal Potion or something, that I can play at the earliest turn 7 or 8. That's terrible, right? So that's why I don't like Life Drinker. You're picking a 4-mana card that you can't play on turn 4. That's generally speaking not good, right? For a 4-mana card to not be playable on turn 4, it needs to have a really significant upside, like for instance a Blast Crystal Potion. But that's, you know, it's not really a 4-drop, it's just a 4-mana card. And there's other examples, right? But yeah, Life Drinker does not belong to that category at all. Had to start up the draft just to click on the Life Drinker after you started explaining, sorry. Well, the moment I start explaining, the votes don't matter anymore, right? Otherwise I could sit here complain about my pick until the vote swings in my favor. So we don't do that either, right? Oh god, yeah, this is Dreads promoting Life Drinker, right?
6, 19, 11 plus 3 is 14. Hello? Hello, Mr. Bunny? Hello. Mr. Bunny, are you on the line? Yeah, I heard you were talking shit about Life Drinker. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Twitch chat said it wasn't very good. Yeah, I just want to let you know that it just saved me from an unwinnable game. Okay.
Alright. Let me give me a card. Guys, what's a card Dreads talk shit about? I will go to great lengths, even if it's a Wisp. I'm gonna make that Wisp win me a game. I'll do it. I'll do it. Find me a card, chat. Find me a card. That's my new pupil. I'm gonna train him. I'm gonna play with that card until it starts winning games. Arena Fanatic? Fuck. All right, another Crusader. We're getting quite full on turn 5, but I do agree. I think it's fine. Find me another card. A different card. All right. Huh. Nice pack. Hecklebot. Oh god. Another easy zombie chow here. Yep. Damn, man. I keep getting stuck with these stupid 7-mana cards. If only I had some zombie chows. He banned Deathlord. Aha! That I can work with. We will draft 1,000,000 Talon Priests and create the biggest Deathlord this world has ever seen! We have Mortal Coil. This is not without text. Sack Pact for the mirror matches. I think a 4-mana 4/4 with occasional upsides probably still better than Sack Pact. Alright, chat. It might be time to admit that we are not Zoo. That doesn't mean that we skip Evil Genius, okay? But what that means is that we might start to value cards, like for instance Traveling Healer a little bit more, like Applebaum, right? So those are potential things that aren't quite as good when you're faster, because when you have 3 Abyssals, 13 cards in, suddenly it is very possible that you don't get that low curvy deck. So taunts and heals probably go up, but I think the most important part now is to just follow the draft and keep an eye on it, see where it goes. But if you have 3 Abyssals before you're halfway through the draft, it is more likely that you're going to be a bit slower. Just because you already have 3 7-mana cards. And you're probably not skipping Abyssals, right? So, okay. I don't know about this one yet. I guess I know. I guess I know. Hey, good luck, Covert. Good luck. All right, so is Flame Imp worse in this kind of deck? Yes. Is it still the better card here? I think so, yes. So there is still a chance it's a zoo deck, right? Because you can do full zoo with 3 Abyssals at the end. Like I said, it's just going to be less likely. So I don't mind the Flame Imp here. I still think it's better than a Hellfire. And we obviously don't need the Spec Knight. When Life Drinker is about to win us the game, I mean, I will just edit that out and I will find all the turns where it's unplayable. So it's no worries. We can doctor the footage. All right. I think you're on the right track here, chat. I think it's the bog indeed. Oh, shit. The Nether just overtook him. What do we do? I started talking about the pick when the bog was ahead, right? So I'll pick the bog, but all right, I'll wait a bit longer next time. I don't know. The Nether sort of came out of nowhere, right? I think bog was like up 5 votes when I started talking. Anyways, all right, I'll wait a bit longer next time. But I do think we're building that kind of deck with the 3 Abyssals. Taunt and heal does go up by a lot when you're damaging your own face and you have these higher value cards. So I think we're going like, quick, vote for the Nether, make it awkward. All right, guys. So I'll wait a bit longer for the next one. My bad. Bog has Nimsy. I'll wait a bit longer. All right. Comfortable-ish lead for the Ravencaller. Yeah, I guess we'll close the vote here. Whew. I think I like the potion. 3 Abyssals, Flame Imp, and worst case, it's 3 damage on the thing. Like a shitty Cold Blood, but when your hero power is life tap, shitty Cold Blood is good enough. Whereas Ravencaller is sort of... Like, the funny thing is I feel like Ravencaller works less with Warlock because Ravencaller gives you cards at the expense of tempo, and Warlock has a hero power that gives you cards at the expense of tempo. So drafting cards that essentially do the same thing as our hero power feels like a weird idea. So I think I would have picked Blood Fury. I don't think... Like, I was thinking about the Archmage for a little bit. I was like, maybe Control... And I was like, nah, it's... Nah, right? Like, it's going to make the mulligans too awkward. We already have 4 7-mana cards, so... yeah. So I think on my own I picked Blood Fury here. Just to give me the... potential on the Flame Imp or the Abyssals. And even if it doesn't hit a demon, it's okay to trade up with. Well, it's okay. All right. I think after this messenger pick, we are just going more and more towards this more reactive Warlock deck. So that Mistress of Mixtures is suddenly really good when you're drafting this kind of Warlock. I stand by my decision, by the way, to pick the 5-drop at the time, but it wouldn't have been better. So with 2 messengers, 3 abyssals, bog, this is just going towards a different direction. The funny thing is that the slower Warlock deck and the fast Warlock deck are actually not that different in what they're looking for. The slower Warlock deck has a bit more of these cards, right? Like Bog or Applebaum or Traveling Healer. But you still want 1-drops and Evil Genius. Every Warlock deck wants 1-drops and Evil Genius. Just because Evil Genius is so strong, it makes no sense not to build it. There's just a couple of cards that get better / worse depending on what you're doing. When you're a bit slower, these messengers are actually kind of okay. When you're faster, they're more awkward. The Crusaders, they're more awkward now that we're slower, whereas when we're faster, it's better. So that's usually the thing. So I would say for the way how this deck is going, we're basically full on 5s if it's not an Applebaum. Or, you know, the pick is just so bad that you want the 5. Because this deck is more about staying alive and not taking too much damage, and not necessarily about pushing our advantage on the board. So good to see. Sunwalker, on the other hand, oof. Mixtures wasn't up against the 5-drop. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Mixtures over Traveling Healer would indeed be better, but not by that. Well, yeah, it would be by that much. What was the other one? Was another card, right? Oh, Sunwalker. Sunwalker against Crusader. Sunwalker would be so much better in this deck now. Crazy. Yep. Piggy. Piggy needs to move up like 2 buckets. But these are the really educational parts of the draft. Learning to read the draft, see where it is going, and then adjust your picks based on that. And if anyone has a question as to, you know, like why is the Sunwalker better or this or that, feel free to ask, right? But overall, I think it's pretty clear. We want more reactive stuff and taunts and heals because we're going a bit bigger. Whereas if we're a fast aggressive decks, taunt and reactive stuff goes down in value. Reading. Okay. Life Drinker Pog. Yep. I think when you look at this pack and you think about the deck, well, let me actually, I'll wait for the pick first and then I'll explain. I just sort of want to get ahead a little bit, right? I sort of want to get ahead a little bit by talking about the pick already, so we're not here for too long. Let's see. All right, so looks like you guys have settled on the coil, and I think that is fair. I think when you look at this deck, you start by eliminating 1 card, and I think that is the Dwarf. This is not really a dwarfy kind of deck. Dwarf wouldn't be the worst, but seeing as we are going to be a little bit more control-y, a little bit more reactive, either a big taunt or a coil will do you more good. I think the coil is the safer pick, especially because we will pick almost every abyssal we see. We need a really, really good excuse not to pick one, like maybe a blast crystal. So then the coil opens that up a little bit more. Wouldn't Dwarf be better because our 4-drops are horrible? No, I mean, you're more control-y, right? You don't have to play a 4-on-4. You can play double 2. You can play 3 in a coil. You can play a messenger. You can play a healer. Our 4-drops really aren't that bad. It's just like this Life Drinker case. The other ones are sort of playable. Not a big deal. So for me, it's definitely not Dwarf in that case. Oh, that's an interesting pack. DID will help trade up. Well, then you're being pretty hopeful, right? That we're going to have the board to trade like that. You don't want to pick this? Well, being good at drafting requires you to make the picks you don't want to make, right? All right. It is most definitely not the Underbelly Ooze. So, yeah. Sorry, Underbelly Ooze voters. For me, it was either the Moonkin or the Spell Sword, because you do have those two coils later on. But I think the more you look at the deck, the more you look at it. Like, do I really want to add a 7-mana card that's not Bog Reaper, Etten, or Abyssal? Probably not. So I do think it's the Violet Spell Sword. I think it is the least crap. It's a thing to play. Sometimes you settle for the least crap. Hey, Sino, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Looks like we're going with Aberrant. I think Aberrant is the worst card in the pack for our deck. I think you either wanted the Taunt or the Healbot. Healbot is normally speaking a pretty bad card when you're trying to be aggressive, but we are not really trying to be aggressive with this deck. And we have close to no 3-mana cards. So turn 5 does have to be a 5-drop, and we are sort of closing to the end of the draft. That doesn't mean that I am desperate for a 5-drop at all. We're not desperate for a 5. I just think that a 5-mana 6/6 will do us better in this deck, because the healing is not that much of a downside. The Infested Tarn will help you stay alive, and as mentioned earlier, it's a lot of the time your opponent's going to trade into this with, say, a 5 health minion, and then it goes down to 3 health, or 3 health, and then the Abyssal Enforcer does more work. I think the Aberrant, while it is normally the best card, given the structure of our deck, it loses a lot of its appeal here. But it's not like you can't work with it. It's just a little bit too vanilla, right? A little bit too vanilla for where the deck is headed. What is a trophy on the back? That's from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Felp. All right, looks like we're settling on the Voidwalker. I agree. Blood Knight can be amazing. It can also be a 3-mana 3/3, and you guys know how I feel about those. I don't think it's a great pack to pick from, but yeah, we'll need to make do with what we have right now. And a cheap taunt for me is almost always going to be better than going for the bartender. You move so little. I try to keep a good posture. It's quite important for my back. But sometimes shift around a bit like this is better than a 4-mana 3/3. Touché. Yeah, I guess I probably hate on 3/3s, especially for 4, more than any other streamer, because I make such a point out of it to not pick 3-mana 3/3s if I can help it. Bartender, yes. 2-drop, healing, 2/3, check. What can't he do? Well, probably quite some things, but it's not the point here. Yeah, I think we can move on here. Faceless Rager does feel like it's the pick for this deck. The others don't make that much sense. This is a tough one. I'll give it to you. Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think I can really give anything away because I'm not sure myself yet. All three, please? The Doctor is not... I mean, it's not like it would be unplayable for our deck, but the other two are just out of the Doctor's league. We'll put it that way. All right, we're gonna need to put a number on this, right? So I'll let you guys decide. First to 50. Whichever card hits 50 votes first will be the pick. So get your votes in. All right, Councilman. I think that either card is a strong addition to our deck. We are behind on turn 3, and Applebaum is the perfect taunt for our deck. I think this is a bit of an unfair pack because the Applebaum almost never gets picked for my decks. And this is the perfect deck to pick an Applebaum in. But given the circumstance, given the fact that Councilman is just a way better card than Applebaum, we start with that, right? Councilman is just baseline a way better card than Applebaum. Pair that with the fact that we don't really have any 3-drops, and then you add on that we could go coin Councilman into Faceless Rager. It just makes the Councilman the logical pick. But that's why I said it's not really a fair pick, because this is such an Applebaum-y kind of deck, right? Such an Applebaum-y kind of deck, but there's too many things that speak in favor of the Councilman here. So a bit of a curveball. So good vote in the end. Good job, chat. But it was close. But I think if you really, really analyze the deck, you have to be sensible here and say, like, well, I just can't skip on this early. How many wins did the Hunter go? 7, I believe. There are quite some misplays from my end. Look at that mana reservoir power creeping on the Street Trickster. Oh, which Hunter are we talking about? Now, had we had that Blood Fury potion, we still would have picked the Goldshire. Right. This feels like micro adjustment. I mean, we drafted a Warlock yesterday and it was batshit crazy. I literally have 3 Abyssals in my deck. Come on, bro. The one with the marked shots? 7, but I did definitely throw a game. It is indeed not the spawn. I can agree with you there, chat. But this is a very specific interaction. What if our opponent has a 3 health minion on turn 6? What would be a good play for us? We freeze it. And then we abyssal it. So I think that if you have 3 abyssals, being able to freeze something on turn 6 is phenomenal. Whereas the Defias Cleaner is sort of like a Bull-the-Fist Ogre that's most of the time worse, sometimes a little better. And this is all about context, nuance, right? If you think in terms of this deck, I think you quite easily land on the Frost Elemental. If you don't think in terms of this deck, you go like, oh, the Defias Cleaner is just a better card. So yeah, specifically for this deck, I would love the Frost Elemental. I think Frosty would have kept us alive in some really bad positions. It can just freeze, like you might say, right? Like, well, you can just cleaner a Scribe. In a lot of cases, it's probably better to freeze the Scribe and not take 6 face, right? So this deck is gonna need help because it has a lot of bad cards. It's basically a pile of rubbish with 3 Abyssals at the end. And the pile of rubbish needs to support the Abyssal Enforcer. So anything that can save us health, anything that can prevent your opponent from going face is a great addition. Which is why we were so, You know, we were looking at that Applebound for so long, right? All right, let's go with the cleaner. But just so you guys think about that next time, right? When you're drafting your own deck, what does my deck need? And I think here the ability to prevent your opponent from going face is quite good. Quite good. Evil Genius occurrence went from 14% of all decks to 11 today. Well, Blizzard would never nerf cards appearance rate without telling us first. Can you imagine not playing a game? Can you imagine playing a game where you don't know the rules to? That would be silly. So I have the utmost confidence in Blizzard. Mistress of Mixtures, eh? I love it, chat. Good job. It's healing. It's a 1-drop. Our deck wants both. Oh, looks like the draft things were done. Yeah, I think it always skips a pick somewhere. Don't worry, guys. We'll straw pull this one, but feel free to Monka H, right? For your Monka H needs. Your Monka H needs. I'll have the poll on screen in just a moment. I'll allow you guys to look at the deck first. All right, I'll put it on screen now so you guys can follow it. All right, first the 45, chat. First the 45. All right, looks like the Shovel Fist takes it. This is why I secretly love chat drafting. Of course you want the Shovel Fist here. But I think the pick is the Militia. But that's like the stupid, efficient, unexciting pick, right? It's like, oh, it gives me 2 extra wins. What is 2 extra wins on average compared to Shovel Fisting a 5/9? Come on, right? So yeah, I have to say, like, I secretly love the chat drafts because you guys give me the deck that I want to draft, but I know is wrong. But yeah, if you're wondering why I think it's wrong, is Shovel Fist going to be better than Militia when we get to play it? Most of the time, yes. Well, maybe not even most of the time. Honestly, 3 Militias on 9 with this deck. That's actually not bad. You could play 3 Militias on 9. Maybe it's just all... Well, I mean, it's obviously not always better, but I think on average, it's definitely going to be better, even on 9. Yeah. I actually think for this deck chat, it's always Militia. But we'll pick the Shovel Fist. It's a fun card. But this deck just needs help, man. This deck needs help. Or rather, our 3 Abyssal Enforcers need support. They don't need another star to try and steal their glory, right? They need support characters. The Phantom Militias, right? They kind of go unnoticed. They do their thing. They heal us for 12, and then they go away. Whereas the Shovel Fist is a big star player, but we already have 3 of those. So they're probably going to fight each other for the glory, and in their struggle, they're going to end up with us being dead. Because they couldn't decide on who was going to take the lead. Would you pick Mussy over Shovel? No, I have 3 Abyssals. That's like having Mussy, right? So I think if you're not going to pick Militia, you may as well pick the star. We're gonna need you to go at least 11. Yeah. Oh God, Ravencaller. We signed another striker. Yeah, sorta, right? We did. That is what it feels like. We did just sign another striker.
Hello.
I greet you.
Now get right on it. Coin double ones? I was thinking about it. But I think a coin is gonna be pretty good. And people don't really draft Flamecaller, right? So no need to play around that. Bush. Can I light your fire? Wow, not lighting my fire. Lol, this guy. This guy. But you can see how different we play with this kind of deck. With one of my normal Warlock decks, I would have already been in there. That coin would have been gone for sure. Is this the last Twitch chat draft? No. It's the last one for the 30 runs. So it is sort of the end of a chapter in our lives chat. But at the same time, it'll be fun to mess around with other formats. It's a good time to coin. Let's get the shield out. It'll be fun to see what the veto brings, whether that makes it more or less fun. And we can experiment with maybe other additions. Ah! Get it back! Okay. If you insist. Oh, this actually pulls something. And this is a big boy. Oh my god. Guys, no wonder you like Ravencaller. What a beast. What a beast! I think the number that will work best without having tried it will be 2 vetoes. I think 1 veto will turn into me hardly ever using it, and 3 will be too many. But we'll mess around. We'll try all sorts of numbers, see if it makes more sense or not. I'm just gonna jam a 6/6 here, right? No. Is this Bunny Hopper stream? Am I in right place? No, I must disappoint. This is not. This is different, Bunny. He is cousin. This cousin Bunny. Constructed Bunny. Alright. Oh, snap! Right, it's Twin Spell. He gets it. I have to say, I did not think of that at all. But what a clever use of game mechanics by our opponent. Caught me completely off guard.
Well,
I'm gonna give him the unironic well played here.
Well played.
I'm not scooping, so don't get too many ideas. Guess I may as well tap first and ready for doing that. Tap last, lose. No, no, no. Bsh. Boop. His magic trick was mirror image, guys. YOLO.
neither snow nor rain nor wind. I'm ready for action.
I just played 2 shurikens with Violet Warden on board instead of Fan of Knives to clear 2 2/2s. Damn. Ah yes, I too like positioning stuff in the objectively worst position for kind of cope.
I just want some peace and quiet!
To arms!
And it won't matter, guys, because I'm a Warlock and he's not. Can you believe this guy trying to beat a Warlock as a non-Warlock player? The audacity.
You win.
You missed lethal? Damn. Oh, I should have coiled his face. Yeah. That would have been better. Why didn't I do that?
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine!
Coil the face twice. Oh yeah. It's actually a very sad use of Mortal Coil. God, I can't believe I'm doing this, but the hand just doesn't really allow for much better. That feeling when you throw 2 Mortal Coils at something and it's still not dead. What if I have a 3rd coil? Yeah, that's right. You trade that. You trade that, mister. It's a really, really bad use of Mortal Coil, but I needed to cycle to get playable cards. And take out his Haunted Creeper in the process, or at least most of it. Oh my god! Which idiot used my Mortal Coils? This is all pretty terrible on the board, but we gotta keep him busy until it's time to Abyssal. That's essentially the plan. Gotta just keep him busy until it's time to Abyssal. The standard plan. That's actually quite good. I didn't really see a great play after he traded to 4-3. If he wastes a damage card on the 4-3, that's great, like Frostbolt or so. But I think he's having second thoughts about going Frostbolt Ping on the 5-4 instead. Which makes a lot more sense indeed. Cone. Oh yeah. Mustn't cone the Magi. I love it. Alright, well, keeping him busy. Are we? Are we keeping him busy? Are we really keeping him busy? I kind of want to play this next turn, right? For Flemstrike. I think I'll play the small guys now. If he blizzards this, it's okay. Oh. Well, hello there. It makes next turn a bit less, because what I was thinking was Ravencaller 2-drop now, into Spectral Knight 1-drop, into Enforcer. But Voidwalker saving the Magi here is pretty good. Ravencaller's been good? Yeah, sort of. I mean, you're still paying 3 mana for a 1-drop, so you are setting yourself back on the board. But some of the 1-drops have been pretty good.
What to do?
Nope, never mind. Jabaited. Jabaited, I tell you. I too would like to go face there, yeah.
Time runs out on me.
A minion with taunt is in the way. What the fuck? What do you mean me can't go first? And then ping the Spectral Knight. I pinged the Spectral Knight! Oh, that was good. I enjoyed that quite a bit, actually. Serves me right. Stokes, thank you for the 25 bits. Appreciate that. I mean, he left 2 mana, right? It was too perfect. Come on now. Turn 9? Yeah, but I can finish it off, right? Otherwise, this would be pretty bad. How else am I gonna deal 6 damage to a Shovel Fist, chat? Hmm? You ever thought about that? So, let us just appreciate how our opponent has 2 8 health minions and a 5/5. An Abyssal Enforcer is still about to be great. Let's just let that sink in for a moment. This card is so crazy, right? How was this thing ever printed? Because that is about, well, I'm not going to say worst case scenario, but you can't say that he's not playing around Abyssal with 2 8 health and a 5 health minion on his board. And still the Abyssal is strong. Hogsmeade was doing the real work that turn. Yes, of course, the combination gets pretty silly. Again! Alright. Let's let him recover for a turn. Let's not push too hard. Keep shooting abyssals at him until he concedes.
I wonder.
3 health, 3 damage, 3/3 for 4.
I'm not lonely.
Pretty okay on turn 10.
Snow, no rain, no witch.
Man, he baited out those abyssals. Now we're stuck. Hey, Sinnet, thank you so much for the host, man. How was the stream? Welcome, guys. Frost Elemental. Ah. It's actually not that much better here. Hope you're having a good stream as well. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. We're playing with 3 Abyssals and 27 cards.
So many possibilities.
I feel like he's still Abyssal here, which is kind of funny. Actually,
Almost out of time. I wonder.
no, I think I like the kill on the 2/4 more. Maybe even the 3/2. No, this is better, right? Yeah. I like this one, yeah. I like this one a lot. So my main problem is Conjurer's Calling on the 5/5, but he can't kill the Councilman if he does that. Looks like he might get it. Because that's the main problem for me. Like, what if he trades with the 5/5 and Conjures Calling that? That was the main struggle, but looks like he couldn't do it. Okay. Abyssal's just not amazing here. And if a card like Abyssal is not amazing, then it's usually better to not play it. Tap? No, it's tap Abyssal or these guys. And Abyssal's not so great, so I think it's these guys.
Neither snow nor rain nor witch.
Just act.
I looked at killing the 3-1 and leaving the bubble because he couldn't double ping, but this feels better, right? He can double trade my 5-7 if he likes, but probably not going to do that. Yeah, this guy does not know Smork. Not knowing how to Smork in a Warlock meta is probably not so good for you. Well, that was probably the worst combination of plays he could have made, so it's unfortunate for him. Easy.
No, trust me.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is Smork? The art of dragging your minion across the board, but not stopping over here, dragging it all the way over there. Hit him in the face. The art of Smork. Playing around the top deck Pyro. Yeah, let's not die to that. What if it's runes? Monka W.
So many possibilities. Ready for action!
Let's go that way. Let's not give him more ravens or secret things. Hey Slissa, how are you? Oh, and hey Sinet, if you're still here, have a good one, my man.
You win.
He played his card a bit. There wasn't that pause, right? Because normally you'd think, oh, he pinged his own Raven to proc the duplicate, but there was no pause. So I assume that he was just doing it for funsies, and he wasn't actually trying to proc the duplicate.
I will fight with honor.
Which is a shame, because it would have been more funny if there was that pause, right? Well, that was a game where we threw 2 Mortal Coils at a Haunted Creeper. So, coming out of that game with a win is pretty good. But we also played 3 Abyssal Enforcers. I suppose that offsets the bad start. But had he hit us in the face, he probably would have won. 3 Abyssals, that's 9 phase damage to myself already. Excuse me. You're excited for the solo adventure content? Yeah, they've been doing a good job. I still think that the initial dungeon run had that magic to it, especially because they organized the tournament or, you know, Twitch Rivals thing, whatever it was. It's they did a really good job with that. There was so much hype. I remember Hoff was just practicing and playing so much, and lots of people watching her play the adventure mode. So yeah, it was really cool. I think probably the second best one was I think they just gotten progressively worse, right? If we're being honest. I think that the dungeon run and the Witchwood, right? They were good. And then I haven't tried I did a little bit of the Rastakhan's Rumble, and I didn't really try the puzzles, but I've seen people do the puzzles. I think both the puzzles and the Rumble, they were just not really on the same level as the other 2. Oh. How unfortunate for our opponent. I'm sorry, my man.
Well played.
Well played.
If he plays a 4/4 next turn, will we use the 2/6 and the 2 power coil to kill it? If he plays a Yeti next turn, we will not make that play. Thus far, my commentary on the game.
Reporting for duty.
Well, this is the turn where he goes like, if he has it, he has it. What do they even do with a ton of dudes these days, guys?
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
Do I want to find out or not? I think I want to find out, yeah. Well, given that I have Abyssal, this was probably just better to hit him in the face then, right? Yeah. So I could have saved my Mistress of Mixtures at the expense of 8 damage to his face. Yeah, no, I'm fine, right?
Well met.
All right. Let's play. He's like, yeah, I own him. Punished him for going face. Ah. Oh, yeah, this is getting bad, though. For being honest, it's, excuse me, sir. Well, I was supposed to be the one making fun of you. Also, why would he do that? Well met. Well met, mother trucker.
pretty birds.
Come, my pretty birds. Get him, Leper Gnome. Oh, I'm overhealing. Can't make that play. Feel like, I wonder how many people look at the Life Drinker here and be like, ooh, nearly made that mistake. Gotta tap first, right? Gotta tap first, baby. Nearly fucked up. Whew. Close one. Okay. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. But we'll take those. Look how they massacred my gnome. My boy.
I greet you.
That's always a tricky greetings, right? Because he might have the shovel fist. He might also not have the shovel fist.
Well met.
The counter greetings. His death rattle goes off before the piggy's death rattle. Probably gonna hold back on Abyssal then. Yeah. You know,
Just
I also just silence this guy. It's not too bad. Not bad, not bad.
The victory is yours.
Any more? Tough guy? Alright. Not bad, not bad.
Gul'dan versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer, your soul shall be mine.
Alright. Let's keep these guys for sure. Would I rather have an Abyssal than an Ogre Magi in my hand? With this start, probably, right? Like, that's usually what I'm looking for when I'm When I'm making my mulligan, and I have a card that I might play, I ask myself, would I rather have an extra chance at an Abyssal already? Because I think the goal is to play as many Abyssals as you can, right? So every card you keep that's not Abyssal once you have early game, you have to sort of justify that. Probably gonna get probably gonna get wrecked by a Jade Claws here, but I'd rather play the Imp first still for the healing. Weaving necessary. It's never tap here. It's piggy or mixtures. Next turn is probably Coin Traveling Healer into Messenger on 4 into Crusader on 5. It's probably just better to have a piggy in the hand. It's a bit awkward because you want to kind of not really overheal, and this will probably heal face. It's an awkward position to be in. Live Drinker Pog! Killing it seems bad. Got the 2-6 to finish it off. Curve works like this. Let's not mess with it. If only somebody painted a picture. Yeah. Yeah, if I had a 4-mana 4/4, I wouldn't have had to waste my healing here. Excuse me? I guess I don't hate that play by him.
Just relax. Snow, no rain, no wind. This night.
As we mentioned earlier, the goal with this deck is just to stay alive until the Abyssals do their thing. Trade, evolve, it's pretty painful here. But Hawk plus Murloc is so much worse than the 5/4. Frog is okay. Chow is more than okay. We need to draw set Abyssals though. Yeah, we're gonna start tapping pretty fast. Yep.
Your rage sustains me.
Your rage sustains me. Councilman Life Drinker fits the curve better, but it's not as good as a 5/4 Divine Shield and a card, I think. Plus, I can't miss out on that sweet Chow healing. Look at that. Little late, Mr. Councilman. Yeah, we just did our Swarm turn. That felt like a I want to roll a taunt totem, right? Holy. So Walking Fountain he would have played this turn. unless we have some really, really weird plays going on. So I'm thinking that it might be some sort of scheme setup. So I'm definitely happy tapping here. Versus a Warlock, this generally doesn't work as much. Just because they keep tapping, right? You don't actually run them out of things. That's his top deck, so not quite as weird. This coil would be really good if he didn't get a healing. Whew. Painful there, painful. I think I'm still quite happy to keep the taps going. I want to keep... You know what? I think I am quite happy to keep the taps going. You never know if you get a Mortal Coil or something like that. I'll take it out now. Cost quite a bit of trouble just now. The deck tracking you're using. This is called Hearthstone Deck Tracker. Just Google it. Easy download. Darn it, didn't go for the buffs. Because there are such quality left in our deck, I do like to keep tapping here.
Come, my pretty birds.
This Mortal Coil deals 6 phase damage. That's probably sufficient to make it a good Mortal Coil. Seven phase damage. Good win speaker. Does the M in the top left mean that it kept it in his mulligan? The M indicates that it is a card that started in his hand, but was not kept in the mulligan. If it is a 0 without the M, it indicates that he kept it.
So many possibilities.
Probably don't want to tap this turn. Got a Shovel Fist for next turn as well.
Pack them down!
It's time for a lot of blood. That's incredible.
Finally it comes out.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, he got a Storm and he top deck spell. What?
No rain, no witch.
I don't understand these emotes. I don't understand these guys. What are they emoting about?
Never skip. Ready for action.
Alright. I would love for this to be Scheme, and he held it all this time. It should never be Scheme, but it'd be super funny.
I am the bump in the night.
It's not bad. It's probably not good enough, but it's not bad. Oh, he drafted Witch's Brew. This is not constructed, my man. That card is not a thing here. Wow. 3 Abyssals in a bog, bottom 7. That's impressive. Is the top donator your girlfriend's account? Oh, please.
Your soul shall be mine.
That's money laundering, monk ass. Right?
Nightmare.
Wow. All right. This man is gonna think that we are super aggro. Little does he know. Ha, 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 ha.
Why do you call?
Oh, okay. Not what I expected. Come on, man. Pre-hit. Got the Wind Fury. Gotta make use of it. I'm playing the Murloc here for more options. The Ooze is 3 power, but the Murloc is 3 power, but divided in 2 and 1. So it's more likely we get a good trade this way.
So many possibilities.
Hawksteed happens. Coin Ooze felt right, but is not right, I think. This is not a deck where we have to force Hellfires at all. It's not an aggressive deck. So it's better to just put the 1/1 down and play it a bit slower. Well, that is one mighty demon.
So
Am I ever making a 5/2 here? No.
So many possibilities.
We don't have to play too fast. Although I'm not super confident we win the long run versus most other Warlock decks. Why not pre-bump? With which one deck? The oh, the Voidwalker. Oh, you're totally right. Yeah, that's totally correct. I mean, you heal him for 1 deck. Terrible move, my man. Actual Inferno. Jack, what the fuck, man? Have you forgotten where you came from, Smork?
I wonder. That's not a valid target.
Just relax.
I haven't figured out how I'm fixing this mess yet. We'll have to do that on the fly. Sort of need him to play a big taunt, right? And then trade Abyssal. Because currently Abyssal doesn't quite solve the mess we've made. Now it does, funny enough. Just add it on. I'm only at 4 wins. That's my man. It does have 4 health. Fish. All fish, no trait. It's an ugly Abyssal. But it's still way better than anything we have. Pretty bad Abyssals are usually still pretty good compared to other plays.
Drink the power.
Alright. You know what we need, deck. Let's go. More Abyssal, more better. Alright, come on. One draw wins the game here. Let's go. It's not bad, but probably not what we needed. What's the biggest punish for drawing last here? Probably not more than this, right?
The pen is mightier with the sword.
No, Ravencaller, why? This is our last one, chat. After this, we got 30 runs. We can see our final leaderboard average. You would have kept the spawn alive and gone face. I don't know. Maybe. Didn't feel that kind of game though. Didn't feel like that kind of game though. Ravencaller has solved a lot of problems. Do we keep trusting him?
So many possibilities.
Not this time, my trustworthy Ravencaller. Not this time.
So many possibilities.
It's not just a video.
Yeah, Potion Girl would be nice. What else could we get?
Bare your soul to me.
I see. Trying to figure out his Abyssal and how bad it is. He can't kill the Shovel Fist. So it can't be that bad, I suppose. I mean, he can, but he can't. Like, basically, he can't kill both of these, right? That's my point. I guess if he has a coil, it would have been better to trade the 2-1. Maybe it is worth to play around coil. Oh no, because he needs to hit that one as well. Never mind. I like the play now. Because it did feel like he was setting up an AoE. The way how he was okay with the Reporter going face. Math is hard. Stupid math. Being so hard and stuff.
It's not just the city of nations.
I wonder. For the Lich King! Don't forget to tip her.
He's got a potion left. I think it's better to not give him the Berserker. Get the draw instead. Fellfire is not playable. Well, I mean it is, but he can't tap Fellfire. And Dragonfire, it's better to give him the Bartender and draw, I think. Right. Looks like it was a non-important potion. Oh, I didn't get well played that. Mook here, thank you for subbing with Twitch Prime. Welcome. Appreciate the support. Life Drinker be a good draw. Loving the chat draft content. We're doing quite well, yeah. We got a nice nice little synergy between you and me, chat. Some synergy.
Good
Versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine.
I don't think we have a good enough hand to keep Abyssal, seeing as it would only be Abyssal. But if I had Voidwalker Bartender, I'd keep Abyssal, I think.
Love your chat draft YouTube videos.
Love your name, Longer Schlonger. Thank you for the 1337. Let me see. Longer Schlonger's name is like a tad too long, so can't fit it on the thing. I'll do it manually in a little bit. Longer Schlonger. Alright. I'll let him ping if he wants to, it's okay. There we go. Appreciate that, my man. That is a Raven. Feels like coin messenger into messenger. Not a bad piggy plus footman either.
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
Bottoms up.
Can't fit it in because it's too long. I'm sure Mr. Longer Schlonger doesn't hear that for the first time. Blitz, please. Oh, damn. Used the wrong one.
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
Why not just a 2 and a 1 here? I find the 2/6s harder to use, and Hawksteed on demand, like later on, Hawksteed Abyssal and such, is really nice. I feel like it sort of fixed the curve for me where I can go 2/6 into 2/6. I don't know, it's just a feeling. I can't explain it to you, but I've done it many times like this, and I've enjoyed the results of this kind of play more than the results of a different kind of play.
Someone call for the doctor.
Yeah, generally speaking, I like the 2/6 into 2/6 though. Shapira. I'm not saying it's correct, right? I can only tell you why I did it. I just felt correct.
So many possibilities.
Sound like Collins. I don't know, man. It just felt right, okay? Get off my back. Because I think it's because of the way how the game... I think it's because of the way how I want the game to go. I just want to throw stats at him the entire time and let him trade. And if I throw out a bunch of 2/6s with initiative, the chance that I take phase damage is lower. I think that's where it comes from. Because the main goal for this deck is to... Fuck, he's listening, yeah. He's listening, chat! He knows! He heard us! The strategy! It's out there now.
I wonder. possibilities.
I don't think I beat Flame Strike.
Almost out of time.
So I think we just make the obvious play, but I was definitely entertaining some different thoughts or different plays here. If we're not beating Flame Strike, we probably don't pre-hit.
Important job gets special bomb.
Somehow it feels suboptimal to develop this into Abyssal turn. Can't quite put my finger on it.
For Kel'Thuzad!
I don't think I get to save Abyssal here. I think I need a 6/6 body on the board. We need to flip the switch here and become the aggressor. Because he's gonna kill us very fast. With him being a mage. He could even have to double fireball already. Your boy. He's ready, chat. He just wants to get in. What could this have been again? Oh, please trade. No! Don't do it! No! I shouldn't say what I don't want him to do, right?
Well played.
I do just feel like he's listening in. I don't know.
So many possibilities. So many possibilities.
Almost out of time.
So many possibilities.
Pen is mightier with the sword.
Ready for action!
I think we're dead, but I don't think I win if I don't make this play. And we're still trying to win the game, so. I don't like tapping because I want him to have to ping my face, right? Because now you're not dead to Flame Caller, you go to 1. I like the preemptive coil because it allows me to Shovel Fist next round, which is quite important. Hey, Uber Heals. I think he has lethal in his hand already and he's fucking with us, if I have to be honest. But I think it's still a fun play to make because you still have to really think about, okay, we're in a really bad spot. How can we salvage this? Nicolina, thank you so much for the host. Welcome, guys. Right on time for us to get BM'd by this mage. Playing some chat drafts, so if you would like to participate in those, feel free to stick around for the next one. Alright, we're not dead, but we're probably getting pyroed, so let's not party too hard. Alright. Chat. Do we tap, heal our face, and put him to 3 if we don't find lethal. How hard do we feel like he's gonna pyro us? Because you could shovel fist and put him to 1, but I think trade put him to 3 is kind of as good. I think you tap. There's 3 cards that outright win you the game. Ravencaller could find it as well. Not quite.
Spell and fury.
They're both 6 health, so it doesn't matter.
Spell and fury.
I do think we're dead to a Pyroblast now. He played quite aggressive. You would heal? Well, healing doesn't put you out of Pyroblast range, and I think Pyroblast is the beat because he didn't have it earlier. So I think that tap is correct, because Pyroblast is how we feel like we lose this one, right? He doesn't have Fireball. We were dead to Fireball the entire time. Playing around Fireball there makes no sense. But GG's. I think we gave ourselves a fair shot. All the people saying play around Fireball, have they not been watching the game? Right? Guys, how does he have a Fireball in his hand? I think that's one of the really common things I see. People playing around cards that people don't have. And then they make suboptimal plays. Maybe top deck? Alright, so you're telling me that playing around a top deck Fireball is better than playing around him having a Pyroblast in his hand. There's always a chance that he can top deck it, but you have to compare that to the other thing you're playing around. Pyro was from the Tome? Does that matter? He had 9 mana and he was playing really aggressive. What kind of mindset do you have after losing so many games with those RNG lucks and still playing the game? Over the long run, the game definitely rewards skill. So I guess it's important to not treat it on a game-by-game base, but I don't think we were sort of entitled to win that game. Like, he had a pretty good start compared to what we had. I actually quite enjoyed that game. That might sound really weird, but I did. It was actually an enjoyable game for me. I mean, this happens, right? I'm just thinking, do I kill it or not? In my normal decks, I've already gone face and clicked the end of turn button. So that's usually not a consideration for me to kill this. But if he frostbolts my councilman for 4, that is a significant downside here. And if you trade with the imp, you sort of force him to ping on 3, and then he has to coin, and then he has to have a 2-drop, yada yada yada. So I will trade here because we are a slower deck, because this has spell power. But normally 5 face is absolutely always the play for me. This is usually an atrocious trade. I'm gonna be 1 second. But I want to protect this councilman. Just a ping. That's good. That's what we were going for.
Run! I will hold them off.
We don't have Evil Genius? No, no. Deck would have been a lot better with that, of course. But we have a little bit of early game and 3 Abyssals. It's usually enough to do okay. Oof, that hurts. This feels like we're in a really good spot. Which is why I wanted to keep that Councilman alive. I feel like if you keep the Councilman alive, you put so much pressure on him.
Talk about a nice soup.
Talk about a nice soup.
This one's a real page turner.
If he flame strikes, he's dead. No reason not to go for it. That's desperate. It's even more desperate. That seems wrong. No. Let's say he was not dead. Would you still Abyssal? Well, exactly how much health are we talking about? And do I have the same hand or not? If it's a lot more health, I probably won't Abyssal. Because I'm in for the long game. And then having 2 Abyssals in your hand is just really nice. If it's only a little bit more health, I have a Life Drinker and Abyssal in my hand, so that's it's totally dependent on exactly how much health he's got in his hand.
Your soul shall be mine.
So this is definitely a hand where you go like, okay, no need to throw this one. And I think that you're okay keeping everything because we just don't have enough 3-drops. So worst case scenario, it'll be Voidwalker, Bartender, Piggy on 3. Which with an Abyssal in the hand is good enough. Ooh, okay. There was a brief consideration for coin Bartender because of how the game started now. Because you can go Bartender, Piggy, Councilman. But it's probably still better to try... Ooh, wow. It's probably still better to go Voidwalker, Bartender, Councilman. And to keep coin with Abyssals. This is not a deck that just dunks on the opponent. Ooh. That coil draw might change things. Because now you have Piggy Coil on 3 if you coin the Councilman. Yeah. That is a different case now for me. Because if you can grab the board early, you still should. Alright, looks like Piggy Coil is going to be enough. Barely, but enough. I'd prefer not to throw my Voidwalker in, but I don't want to leave that up. Let him do things. Every time. Every single time.
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
This makes the whole coin play a lot worse. Oh, trade the dude. Yes, please.
Your soul shall.
I don't think I have a punish for it yet, but I'm gonna rip my other coil off the top. And then play a 2/6 for it. God, I can't believe he's thinking about it. Holy crap. Is that even worth the phase damage you're about to take? No way, right? Yeah, there we go. Maybe he disconnected. I could see him disconnecting. Is a 1-6 just better than a 2-3? Probably right. Oh my god.
The pen is mightier with the sword.
Oh, but the information that I don't have, Fellfire and such, is probably not worth it. I don't know, maybe. He's checking the stream. I don't know. We're playing on a Twitch chat account.
It's not just the city of Abyssal.
2-3 and draw a card is better. See, it's hard to make that case when you have plays, because what is a card in your hand worth if you can spend your mana properly? Because it's not like I won't be able to tap later on. So I do think it's better now to develop it and then keep the play for next round.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, it sort of did its thing, right?
So many possibilities.
It's tempting to not give him the Magi, but... Oh, he'll take the 5-4 anyway, right? Yeah, yeah. Definitely got Magi. Because you can see that we still have not tapped since the turn where we put the 4-drop down. And now we are still spending our mana, and we still have an Abyssal to play on curve, and there's a Shovel Fist in here. So... I'm not too sure if it was better. This Abyssal feels underwhelming. Not worth it for me.
It's time for a lot of blood.
If he has the dig day, we'll go back in with the Enforcer, I suppose. Normally not a play you want to make. Aldor, Humility.
Your rage sustains me.
He pointed something at the bog. What do you point at the bog and then decide to do against? He pointed his Rager? Ah, okay. I missed that. Whether this bog takes 3, 4, or 5 damage feels sort of inconsequential. So I think I'll save health on the Shovel Fist and take 4 here. It does make Hammer a thing. So maybe we should take this damage. And then if he has 2 damage, I don't mind it too much. I don't want to ignore, because then the Shovel Fist actually becomes very, very scary. Although he shouldn't have it. Hey, played around Hammer. Fiddler came out. Didn't play around BGH though. A classic newbie mistake. That Footman is rather well timed. That Mortal Coil is even better timed. Alright, number 2 is ready. We got the counter for the dig day again.
Accidents.
Sort of running out of health though.
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules. It's time to follow the rules.
I wonder.
Come, my pretty bird.
I'm gonna proc the Hidden Wisdom anyway this turn, so I may as well check for that so I don't have to worry.
It's not just the city of mages.
Ready for action.
It's not Hidden Wisdom. Coda? Avenge. I'll go for the higher damage here, just in case it's necessary. He wants the 1-1 to die? Yeah, but you still trade it, I feel. Are you about... Wait.
An error, to be sure.
I thought I saw him pointing there, so I'm happy I didn't concede, but holy shit. Boop. Boop. Don't think I can survive, but let's look a little longer.
So many possibilities. I wonder.
Even tap cleaner doesn't do it, right? Because in the you're on 3 health.
Many possibilities. Well played. You win this time.
2 taunts? What's the second taunt? I felt like the Abyssal line was better on the turn before he missed lethal. What did I do? Ironic well played? No, I'm conceding, right? I tried to make a habit out of it when I concede to hit the well play button. Yes, sir, shall be mine. Didn't Life Drinker save us? I don't see how. Life Drinker heals you for 1. Don't forget to tip your torrent. You played minions instead of throwing minions into his dragon and peacekeeper and then playing Abyssal to clear them. I need to look at the board again. Obviously at the time I disagreed, so must have been a reason for that.
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
There we go. Easy 30 health.
You on the list?
Whoa, Stein. Are you watching and giving us worse luck? It's not cool, my man.
It's not just the city of mages.
You can also take it out with Messenger, but you can put the 2/6 back in after he kills the bartender and make him ping here, so it seems pretty good. Excuse me. This feels like a pretty good game for a deck. Very slow start for him.
What to do?
And thank you for that, Mazzello, or Mazzello 4. Welcome. Food it all. Get it.
Neither snow nor rain will catch.
I still like playing the minions. You don't know if you're gonna need the damage to make the Abyssal better, or you might just want to play Bog. I think in both cases it's better to play the minions over tapping. And if he wants the Blizzard this, then of course be my guest. Feels once again like a rather underwhelming Abyssal, so don't want to take it. It's already been 30 chat runs. Damn. It was like yesterday when we started this.
What to do? What to do?
Your rage sustains me.
So close. God, this is close. I think an Abyssal is still correct. Allows you to just pew pew his face. There was a world where you coil and trade into that guy, but I rate my coil higher than him having to ping. It's a very nice silence. Can deny him the healing. We should probably do that now in case he wants to Conjure's Calling it. This is a phenomenal Conjure's Calling target. I don't intend to kill it though, even though Conjure is still strong. I intend to kill him instead. Because I think that if you start trading, he'll just play the next thing and then he'll conjure that. Whereas if you go face now, he has to high roll the conjures or he's dead. Or he does that. That's fine as well. Never scoop duke dirt. Am I tapping? Suppose I am. Oh no, if I hit Swampoos off the coil, I would have played that. Yeah, never mind. Should have tapped last. Crystals! Fresh from Kazakus. Another great Abyssal, what a card. Yeah, it's very, very difficult to find bad Abyssal turns. The only thing you can do is you can find a turn where Abyssal isn't quite as good as it was going to be. The ooze was close. Slurp. Alright, 7 wins. Let's try to get a little more. But we can see that the deck is just not as consistent as the Pew Pew Evil Genius Warlocks. We have to work a lot harder with these decks.
shall bring victory.
Your soul shall be mine.
I don't think Footman is worth it. He will just play the 2-mana 2/2 and free kill it. This is the Villager, however. It's very much worth it. Did we skip Evil Genius? No. I'm not sure. Has that happened during the chat draft, guys?
Is someone injured?
I think most of you know how good it is by now.
Don't forget to tip your top.
There have been people that voted on something else than Evil Genius, which is also a little weird. With Scribe, have we ever skipped a Genius? Oh my god. Chat, what the fuck? Alright.
Bottoms up.
Four, 7, go. Micro adjustments happened. You can post the link if it's confirmation, but not if it's conspiracy theory. Although I have seen the numbers on Evil Genius drop, so if they don't pick up soon, then it's not just variance.
Whispers everywhere.
Hey, it is a 4-7. Crazy. We've just updated the appearance rate of cards to ensure class balance remains close to the ideal 50% win rate. Specifically, the win rate of Rogue and Warlock should now be decreased. They like the win rate of Rogue should now be decreased. Decreased. Falira's like, I don't know, maybe they forgot to add that they already did that, and this is like the big patch for when somebody hasn't realized that Rogue got nerfed. But yeah, Rogue should definitely not get nerfed again. It already feels like a big struggle. Anyway, sorry, I'm just kind of prolonging this turn. I kind of want to taunt to protect my guy, but I think I have to play on curve. So what can we do? Hey, a River Croc, I'll take it. This Raven color has been good. Card appearance rates for Hunter, Priest, and Shaman remain untouched. I do like that they're not nerfing Hunter. That's cool. But yeah, I think we can all say that that's not exactly the micro adjusts we were waiting for. We'll see, because they're a little vague in the wording. We'll have to give it 2 days. We'll have to let HS Replay catch up, look at the appearance rate of certain cards, and I'll try my best to just get a feel for it. So we're done chat drafting. Time to start testing. All right, what are we doing here? A 5/5 might be just fine here. I do sort of want to play this Balfin, so maybe this plus a 3. That also allows us to chunk this, right?
So many possibilities.
5. Yeah, I think it's actually better. Hey now, what's a Nova? I kind of don't hate the Nova, to be honest, because he's gonna trade anyway. I mean, as opposed to pre-trading, right? I'll still have this, I'll still have Coil, I'll still have this, so I think the 2 damage phase is just better. Remember my words, chat. I think I like the 2 damage face more. Smirk. You should tap for the death rattle heal value. Yeah, that's how people misplay, right? But I might kill it with the messenger instead, and then I am tapping. It's probably better, isn't it? And then I can coil Abyssal on 8 if necessary. Ah, the horror! Alright, I regret everything.
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
I think that Spectral Knight and the other Crusader were the only cards where coil is better. Unfortunate. That's still not super likely to happen though. You blame someone from chat? I do that all the time. It's a good strategy. Love blaming the chat. Get a little bit of that chat blame in there. It's not a great Abyssal, but it is it's far superior to any other play I can do. So I think I'm still gonna do it for pressure. This is not a matchup right now where I feel comfortable going to the late game. You feeling lucky, chat? I'm not sure if I'm feeling that lucky. One in 3? Kind of 1 in 2 if you're going for the messenger line, right? I'm not feeling that lucky. Alright, feeling better about my decision.
Almost out of time.
Tough call. Your time to shine, Live Drinker. Take one for the team. I thought about it, but I think with the shovel draw, I actually just want to get the 5-4 on board. What do we say to the god of RNG? Not today.
I wonder.
We believed in you, Live Drinker. Streamer didn't. But yeah, this is pretty cool that the microgists are finally in. It is about time. So we'll have the weekend for testing. We'll probably still do some chat drafting, but the majority of drafts for now is going to be test. Figure out what's good. Oh, come on, man. Could you like not? Could you not? Oh, they buffed Mage. Holy shit. I didn't even see that. God, no. That was the only thing they weren't supposed to do. Oh. This guy has been rather good. You know, chat? This thing has been rather good.
Just act natural.
Smack him. I don't know how much they buffed Warrior because they don't give you much to go on, right? Like we've increased the card quality. Like everything got as much of an increase. Did Warrior get a really big increase? Or which cards are we talking about? It's just like, so weird, right? Remember when you didn't like us picking Cleaner? No, I always said Cleaner was the nuts, guys. What is this? Oof, bit of a punish here. Bit of a punish, but 5 face is also pretty good. What was up against the Cleaner? Time to get Collins in here. Yep. Let's get the draft going. My poor back. I wanted to stream a little less. This is bad timing. Frost Elemental. I see. I stand by my decision in the draft, but that doesn't mean that the Cleaner hasn't been phenomenal. Cleaner has, like, I drafted the same way again, but Cleaner has been really, really good, has to be said. Is this where we, like, stretch a little bit and go like, time to draw that Abyssal? Esports incoming. I don't know. The Abyssal draw is just game winning here, but I mean, I'm not gonna Shovel Fist here, I believe. Yeah. It's not too bad. Get the coil for 2. It's a good start. And then probably just Ooze, hit him in the face. Goldshire Ooze, hit him in the face. I feel like I'm gonna wish the Evil Genius Abyssal meta. I feel like I'm going to wish for the Evil to come back once the Prophet Calling meta rolls in. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Conjure's Calling. Like I said, I think that's the one thing they... Is that the right order of things? Apparently not. RNGesus says nope. That was definitely not the right order. Alright. If he has MC, he has MC. Especially with the 1-drop, you gotta go for it here. Dick. What was I saying? Yeah, that's the one thing I felt that they couldn't do. Increase Mage, because we had the Rogue Clown Fiesta with the Miscreants. They nerfed that. Then we have the Warlock Clown Fiesta with the Evil Genius. Hopefully they've nerfed that. And then now the logical 3rd Clown Fiesta of Conjure's Calling is about to be released. So I feel like that should have been picked up on, you know? Like, well, we're gonna nerf Rogue, so then Warlock's gonna be the nuts. And now we're nerfing Warlock, and we're buffing Mage. And they're like, I'm not sure if you want to do that. So I'm not, yeah, this feels like a very, it's, yeah, this can go very wrong. I think Hunter's probably still going to be good, because you can say, nice Conjure's Calling, bro, I'm going to hit you in the face now. So that is something you can do. All right, anyways, let's figure out our turn first. I want this Dalaran to be down. I want to make him ping the bubble. So I guess I'm not tapping this round.
It's not just the city of nations.
Even if Warrior becomes better constantly, Matt, or like really good, I don't think many people will be good enough at playing Warrior to make it good. Warrior's never been oppressive other than when they made it really good for control. So I don't think that it'll suddenly become a problem. It's kind of like Druid in a way, where even if Druid is strong in a tempo way, most people still can't play it.
So many possibilities. It's time for a lot
Neither snow nor rain nor wind.
Forge
Do we play Bog? Nah. Spread, Smork, let him deal with it. Any chance for Druid now? Yeah, we'll be trying everything, right? It's going to be a busy weekend. Lots of testing. We're going to be trying Druid. We're going to be trying Warrior. We're going to see how nasty mages now. We're going to try that funny Hunter style that I like, right? The really slow one, where you just ping him to death. So lots of stuff to try. All right, well, he's out of cards. Hawksteed's too good here not to play, I believe. So I guess we'll just spread. He's got a 6-3. Healing my 2-6 seems bad, right? Where is the notice for the changes? It's on the forums. It was linked earlier. Can we make a command if there's a moderator present? Let me actually see what's the previous command we had. We can probably just edit that one. Have a look-see. Scribe. Not quite enough there. Oh, I guess we can do exclamation mark nerfs. Exclamation mark nerfs is still active. So we can just change that command and put nerfs in the title again. I'll put it in the title, it's fine. A wild Rikaboop appears. This is not really the 2-drop coining kind of deck, but it is definitely the 2-drop coining kind of meta. So I'm gonna do it here, and I'll tap if I have to later. Try to get a little pressure early so we don't take too much face damage by the time we're spamming Abyssals.
Beautiful design.
No, looks like we are gonna hit the tap here. Ooh. Bartender lives to heal another round.
Your rage sustains me.
Mayday, mayday, we're going down, chat. We're going down. It's actually not too bad. We haven't let him spread too much. We're still on 30 health. We got a 5-drop. We need something for 6 and then it's Abyssals. So try to get there. Sure. You ever play single player games? I've played some Slay the Spire not too long ago. Oh, they're still warming up in the chat? Oh, my bad. Do we already have the thing? I'll edit the title after the chat draft run is over. Keep it like that. It'll be close. Maybe not. Maybe he just got the lethal in the hand right now. We need him to trade the 6/6, right? Oh, please. Please do. Please do, my man. I feel like I shouldn't say this, right? It's unlikely they're listening in when I'm playing on the Twitch chat account, but still. Oh! Healing too! Thank you so much, my friend! What the fuck? He could put us to 6. He could put us to 5. But instead he trades and put a healing thing down. That's insane. I feel like if I Abyssal again and don't let him AoE buff, we probably always win. Because you could go for Messenger and healing and yada yada yada, but you could also just clear his board and have a taunt. Woo! Man, if he did not trade there, I think we always lose. Just jams. Put me to 5 health. Don't play the mixtures. Oh, more healing! I love it! What the fuck is this deck? Oh, dude. The hell? That is very, very nice. Man, this looked very, very grim. And then he just like, whee! Whee! If you're talking about yesterday, that was definitely not me tutoring Lord Beef Jerky. Sinet is a really, really strong player. That's definitely alright. It's all fun and games until somebody plays a 12-12.
So many possibilities.
I probably still want to tap to try and get damage, right? Or not?
I wonder.
Okay. Now I like this play more. It's because it's unlikely he kills us, right?
I can see.
Good.
Gul'dan versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
Your soul shall be mine.
Okay, here we are again. All right, cleric, go. Is this really necessary?
For the crusade!
Why do we trade? rush lackey, 2 damage lackey, stuff, things.
Many possibilities.
It's not a easy turn because Coin Messenger is normally my play, but I think this is a Coin Valorant Crusader game. I'll just throw 5-4 Divine Shields at him.
It's not just the city of nations.
You never noticed the changed graphics? Oh yeah. Quite different. Very werewolf-esque. They're Worgans, I believe, right?
I wonder.
Neither snow nor
I take it. He went through great lengths to try and preserve that, right? So, should probably take it. Even though we said we were gonna do the safeguard line, the faceless line. Next turn, Berserker faceless seems good, so let's put this down this round.
It's not just the city of nations.
Yeah, I think that's where you make the difference, Calderash. Knowing when to be off curve. So he doesn't have a Shadow or Death in his hand. What's the Holy Water do?
It's time for a long race of things.
Gotta keep an eye on Abyssal. He's got one more card from our deck. Try and not give him a great one.
Tragedy. Better write this down. Come, my pretty bird.
It's a disturbing lack of phase damage that turn. But given our hand and his board, I think it's okay. I believe he says pretty birds, Tio. Never skip dig die. Dig. Alright, what are we doing? Other than it's sort of a little bit overkill, but it's a good moment to start pushing phase. Burger Timer, thank you for the 33 months. I find your lack of phase to be disturbing, but still loving the stream after 33 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't think we want to do something else than Abyssal.
I wonder.
He knows what time it is.
Just
Are we laughing gleefully? I think that's a great compliment to the Abyssal. Complementary action.
Ooh, the red one tastes like cherries.
I believe we're ahead enough on the board to give him the heal. Doesn't mean that I like it. I like the Voidwalker to mess with Mind Control here. Mind Control the 9-1 without Voidwalker is rather annoying. Funny enough, it could still be his play if it's the only way he survives. Please. It's always fun when I do that. No, holy water. Holy water! Alright, you know what card we need? Not quite. I just trade, right? The rest is nonsense. Oh, please, Warlock. Every fucking time. Alright, if he mind controls the bug, can we kill him? Deploys a bug, steals a bug, 8 health. The answer is no. Okay, play an Ogre Mage.
You have been.
That card loves you. I swear, right? I told you guys yesterday or earlier today, I kind of remember. The 2/6, I feel like I get disproportionately unlucky with it compared to other cards. It's just a feeling, but it's probably also the variance hitting a little bit. I do think that that thing legit snipes my best guy more often than it snipes a relevant minion.
Let's have some fun.
Your soul shall be mine.
I think Footman in this matchup's probably okay to boop the 1/1 token.
Ready for action.
Probably wouldn't keep it though. Probably look for Abyssals in early game. That's not Footman.
Side effects? No.
Come on, Footman.
Trust me.
Still worth the try to counter this guy.
Don't forget to tip your door.
Tras! Tras! It does feel like, turns 1 to 6 are durdle around until Abyssal comes down. That has been the strategy so far. Has been somewhat efficient. Or effective. Alright, I'll give it to him. Durdling, Johnny Mac. Durdling. The act of not really doing much. Total power! Total corruption! Total corruption! Total power!
Total corruption. Total power.
And so I lost my 13th game that run, chat.
Wow, well played.
Wait.
A little healing goes a long way.
Pre-nerf Warlock. I know, right? What a Warlock abuser. Playing an old deck like that. Boop. 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 Ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum.
Well played.
Oh,
Just relax.
there we go. Can't give him the perfect one.
You win this time.
Nearly lost to 30 health. Not like that. Imagine if he had taunt on the board. I think that we can't complain too much for that one, right, chat? We had some awkward picks. It did feel like it was 27 cards and 3 Abyssals. And I guess our additional star player we signed at the end of the draft. Not bad, not bad. We made the pile of cards work. Almost 8 win average. Good job, chat.